when your children are taken from your care and your house is quiet and it's empty and you miss the sound of your children's voices and you wonder, are they even coming home? You think, has anybody else ever gone through this? And you feel very lonely, you feel scared, you feel very uncertain, and you wonder, what do I need to do? How do I get them back?
What I want parents to know about the word permanency is that when they hear it, don't be afraid. Permanency can seem like a really scary concept, but what it means is that we want to see your child reunify with you. The court wants to see your child go safely home. Your child probably wants to go safely home, and you want your child to go home. The goal typically for the first part of their case is reunification, but they don't have a long time to get to that goal. Sometimes it can seem like a long time, but the reality is the time goes by so quickly. So it's incredibly important that parents stay focused on getting done what they need to get done so that they can get to their goal of reunification as quickly as possible.
The Adoption and Safe Families Act is the federal law that guides the court and the agency in their work with you. And what it means for you as a parent is a number of things. First of all, it means that we need to focus on keeping your child safe. Second thing that it means for you is that your child needs permanency. That's that lifelong family that every child needs and deserves. And permanency needs to be achieved quickly. So the Adoption and Safe Families Act sets up pretty strict timelines for you to work on the problems that brought you to our system. If your child has been in foster care for 15 months in a row, or for 15 out of the last 22 months, the Adoption and Safe Families Act requires that the agency file a petition to terminate your parental rights and seek to have your child adopted by another caregiver who can provide that permanency that your child needs. So that 15 out of 22 month rule is a really important one for you to be aware of and to understand. There are 5 permanency options, so 5 ways that your child can achieve that lifelong family that all children need and deserve. The first of those, and the most desirable, is reunification. So that's where the child returns to a parent who's safe, who can provide that lifelong family for the child. If reunification is not achievable, then the second best choice is adoption. Adoption is the option where 1 or 2 adults adopt the child, provide that lifelong family, become the child's legal parents, and the court case can close because the child has achieved a family that can meet their needs and keep them safe. If adoption is not the right option for the child, then the third choice is called permanent legal custody. That's an option where an adult caregiver is willing to take legal responsibility to raise the child until the child becomes an adult and to provide that lifelong family. So the caregiver accepts legal custody, the agency does not need to be involved any longer, and the court closes the case as well. The fourth option is called placement with a fit and willing relative. This option is an option that includes placing the child with a relative, and that's the person who makes a commitment to keep the child in their home as part of their family until they're an adult. But that caregiver isn't willing to take legal responsibility for raising the child. And so with that option, the court case actually will stay open, the agency will stay involved, but the child at least knows that he or she is in that lifelong family who's made the emotional commitment to keep that child in their family. And then the final option is called Alternative Planned Permanent Living Arrangement, APLA. that option is only available for children who are 16 or over. It's really the least desirable of our permanency options. We're still very focused on that child or older youth achieving lifelong connections with a family. It may be a family who they're living with, who has made the commitment that they can stay in their home. But this may also be a child who, for one reason or another, is just not able to live in a family. And so they may be living in a group home, they may be living in an apartment, an independent living arrangement. And then we're going to be focused on making sure that that child has lifelong connections with adults who care about them, even if the child is not living in that adult's family.
One thing that confuses some of my clients is about the 15-month rule is the idea that maybe their child has to stay in care for 15 months. That's not true at all. What the law says is as soon as the child can safely be reunified and it's in her best interest to go home, she can go home. So a lot of my clients reunify way faster than 15 months. I've seen moms get their children back in 4 months, in 6 months, in 9 months. The reality is judges want to send kids home as quickly as they possibly can as long as they know it's safe. So if you're in court and hear this word compelling reason, they're talking about maybe there's a reason in your case to keep the goal at reunification and not move to termination of parental rights. One confusing thing about compelling reason is that it's not very clearly defined in the law, and it is often very much contingent on the best interest of your child. So the judge is going to be looking at, is it in the best interest of this child to keep the case goal at reunification? It's important to know that there's a new law in Pennsylvania, which is sometimes called Act 101 or sometimes called the Post-Adoption Contact Agreement Law, that lets the judge make an order for you to have contact with your child after adoption. This would require the consent of the judge as well as the agreement of the adoptive parent. If you think that one of those orders would be in the best interest of your child, be sure to talk to your attorney about whether that's a possibility in your case. A concurrent plan is a backup plan for your child. In most cases, reunification is the primary plan and goal for your child, but the law requires that the Children and Youth Agency have a concurrent plan for your child. So that's the plan for in the event that the primary plan of reunification doesn't work out. Often you'll hear that adoption or permanent legal custody is the concurrent plan for your child.
The one thing that I would say to you as a parent whose child has just entered foster care is to stay focused on your child's needs for you to solve the problems that cause the child to enter placement, your child's need to stay connected to you, and your child's need for a permanent, lifelong family.
Have hope that things can change. The system is not about holding on to your children. The system is about trying to help you understand that you can change and you can make things different. It's hard work and only you can do it, but there are lots of support systems out there for you. And those support systems are in the providers, in the caseworkers, in the people who are trying to assist you to find where that change can happen to make you just a little bit stronger every day. You don't have to make all the changes at one time. One step at a time. Be a little bit better every day. And before you know it, things look brighter.
There's some times when I thought that it was done, we were losing. It brought me closer to my son because it enabled me to listen to him more. Not to say I still do a good job of it, but I'm a lot better because I saw things from his perspective. And also it gave me a better trust in myself. It showed me what I am capable of doing. Some things that I thought I wouldn't be able to do, I did it. and I'm here, So I'm not gonna say I survived. I thrived, In fact, as weird as it might say, I'm actually glad the experience happened. It's made me a better person, a better man, better husband, a better father.
Make sure that you understand everything that's going on.
Parents need to accept your decision making to start the situation. It's not the children's fault.
Recognize that this is an opportunity to learn and grow from this circumstance.
Never give up. Never. Keep fighting.